The Bible never said a sentence saves you. It says a surrendered heart saves you. I'm going to go into that. Millions of Christians are going to hell because they think that a sentence is the thing that saves them. Now, let me go off this Bible verse that everybody knows. If you confess with your mouth that Jesus is Lord and believe in your heart that he raised him from the dead, you will be saved. So that clearly says if you confess with your mouth that Jesus is Lord and believe in your heart that he raised him from the dead, you will be saved. So all we have to do is confess him, right? At first glance, that's true, but we're going to go deeper into it. So follow along with me, because there's a false preconception out there. So at first glance, it does sound transactional. Say the magic words, believe the right thing, receive salvation. It's transactional. I do this, you do that. Hey, God, I'm going to do this, you're going to do that. We're going to be good. Yeah. But that's not what Paul's teaching. Once you understand the context, the culture, and the theology behind it, you'll see this verse is describing transformation, not a transaction. Let's break it down. Confess with your mouth. What does that mean? In our culture, confession sounds like verbal agreement. Just say a prayer, right? Just say a prayer. But in the Bible, confession meant something much deeper. It was a public declaration of allegiance. To say Jesus is Lord in Rome was dangerous because Caesar claimed to be Lord. Confessing Jesus instead of Caesar could get you arrested or killed. It was a statement of loyalty, not ritual. So this is not a transaction, it's surrender. Again, it's not a transaction. Hey, I say this, you do that. It's a surrender. Next, it says, believe in your heart. Again, in our culture, this is what believe sounds like. Think something is true, agree with a statement, mental belief. But in the Bible, the heart means this. It means your identity, your will, your desire, your core loyalty, your inner being. This is not an intellectual belief, it's a heart level transformation. Paul is saying this. If your heart turns towards Jesus and your life declares he is Lord, salvation has taken place. Not because of the words, but because of the heart change behind the words. The words don't save you. The heart change is what saves you. The words declares it after you're saved. You don't save the words to get saved. You say the words because you're saved. So the order matters. Paul is not describing how to initiate salvation, but how salvation expresses itself. In other words, confession and belief are evidence of salvation, not conditions you perform to make salvation happen. Paul is describing what a saved person does, not how transaction works. Again, it's not a transactional paragraph. It's not a tit for tat. Hey, God, I'm going to do this. You do this. Hey, we're good. Again, a lot of people have done that, and the devil loves it. He has you right where he wants you because you have no heart transformation. You say the words and you think that you're good. How do I know? Because I did the same thing. Oh, no. I said the words. Believe in your heart. Say the words. You're saved. I'm saved. It's not a transaction. God doesn't work by transaction. Salvation is a free gift. A gift isn't a transaction. It's not a tit for tat. Hey, God, I'm going to do this if you give me a free gift. Hey, we're in the transaction business here, God. So the same Paul wrote Romans 10:9, also wrote this. By grace you have been saved through faith, not of works. That's in Ephesians 2:8 and 9. So in Romans 10:9, if Romans 10:9 were a transaction, Paul would be contradicting himself. Because salvation isn't say the words, get a reward. Salvation is God changes your heart. Your mouth naturally confesses Jesus. This is evidence that salvation has occurred. Again, the church preaches, hey, say the sinner's prayer and you're going to be saved. Everything is dandy. Oh, look at us. We're so good. Hey, guys, we've done this for hundreds of years and they've been lying to us. A prayer doesn't save you. A full heart surrender is what saves you. How do I know? Because I did it right here in my kitchen. It wasn't a transaction. I wasn't looking to get anything out of it. When I sat here in my kitchen, I thought I was already saved. I was just going to God with my hurt and my pain and everything. And I was saying, God, I don't know what to do with this. You tell me to love my wife. You tell me to do these things and I can't do it. And I'm hurting all of these people around me. And I have this stuff, God, and I don't know how to give it to you. And that's what I said right here in my kitchen. God, I don't know how to give it to you. God, I don't know how to give it to you. And that's the moment he came into my heart. Not because I was trying to make a deal with him. No, I wasn't trying to make a transaction. It was a full heart surrender. I didn't do this to get that. God saved me on that day. I didn't go and save myself saying a prayer. Jesus said, a tree is known by its fruit. Confession, fruit. Belief, fruit. Surrender, fruit. Repentance is a fruit. New life is a fruit. The fruit doesn't make the tree alive. The tree produces fruit because it's alive. Romans 10:9 describes fruit, not a formula. So again, you're going to say Jesus is Lord if you have a full heart surrender. It's not the other way around. I say Jesus is Lord, oh, I'm going to heaven. That's not the way things work, guys. Here's the real meaning of Romans 10:9 in plain English. If Jesus has truly become Lord in your life, it will come out of your mouth. That shows salvation is real. That's transformation, not transaction. Again, a lot of churches, they preach transaction. All you have to come to the altar, pray, do this transaction. And then what we have, this is what we have. We have placebo Christians. It's the placebo faith. They're good for a while because that's what placebo does. So we have all these placebo Christians running, and they think in their heart they are good because they felt it. It was in them. No, there's no doubt about it. I was saved. I'm a Christian. That was the placebo faith effect. You have to surrender. It's not a transaction. Why it sounds transactional in modern churches? Because modern Christians often reduce salvation to say the sinner's prayer, repeat after me, raise your hand. That is not biblical salvation. That's American invention. Romans 10:9 is not, if you say X and mean Y, God owes you Z. That's not how salvation works. When God changes your heart, your mouth confesses. That shows Jesus, your mouth confesses Jesus. That shows real salvation. That shows your salvation is real. So again, that story happened right here. I thought I was saved, but I wasn't saved until I laid it all down. I didn't even know what I was doing. I didn't even know what I was getting into. I was just done and I gave it up and God took it from me. So the question is, are you saved? That's a good question, right?